Zapping Mousetrap? Is I Tesla Mouse here, your coach of the Houston Raichus for our Season 2 post-season draft analysis for the MCL, the Master Champions League. Now, first up, I'd like to apologize for not having a video in quite a while. I meant to do this video like weeks ago, but something happened with my capture card, and I really had to focus on that instead. But that will be explained more so in the channel update video, which will be later on during the week. But anyways, for those of you that kept up, I entered the MCL Season 2 Master Champions League, and I wound up in 3rd/4th place. Wasn't really specified. Ended up going 9-3 and losing the semifinals, but I had a lot of fun. And this video is basically going to be telling you guys why I drafted what I did. Now, normally these draft recaps, pardon me, not rehaps, but recaps happen before the season actually starts. Now, I did not do that. I neglected to do that, probably because I had a bunch of draft leagues going on at the time. But here we are right now. I'm going to do it for this league as a postseason thing. Anyways, let's get on with the draft. Now, before I begin, I should explain the draft. It's basically you get 1 tier 1, 1 tier 2, 2 tier 3, 1 tier 4, 1 tier 5, 4 free picks, which is basically what you spend your points on, and a tier S, which is going to be a Mega or an Ultra Beast or a Tapu. I believe the Tapus are counted as tier S. But yeah, you cannot pick a Mega and an Ultra Beast, or a Mega and a Tapu, or a Tapu and an Ultra Beast. It has to be one or the other. Alrighty then, shall we get on with the draft analysis? Let's go over my first pick. Now, I don't have this in order because the draft, well, like the draft channel of the Discord server got deleted because we're starting to get into Season 3, but I'm just going to go over each of my draft picks and why I picked them. So, first up that we're going to review is Thundurus Therian, which is an electric flying type with the ability Volt Absorb. Its immunities are ground, its weaknesses are ice and rock, its resistances are flying, fighting, bug, and steel. Has base 79 HP, 105 attack, 70 defense, 145 special attack, 80 special defense, and 101 speed. This thing is frail, but hits like a freaking truck. Has a very good move pool, gets access to stuff like Dark Pulse, Focus Blast, Grass Knot, Psychic, Flashkin, Sledge Wave, Sludge Bomb, even Incinerate, for goddamn sakes. It has a very good move pool on the special side. It has an alright move pool on the physical side. It gets access to U-Turn, Superpower, Knockoff, Iron Tail, that sort of thing. Basically, Thundurus Therian is the opposite form of Thundurus Incarnate. These mods were introduced in Gen 5. I picked Thundurus Therian because I really want a fast electric type that has excellent type coverage, and Thundurus Therian fit the bill there. I did want to pick Thundurus Incarnate, but I used it in the National Pokemon Association Season 2, so I want to try out Thundurus Therian in a draft league, and it did alright. I mean, it didn't get as many kills as I hoped it'd get, but it still put in the finest of work. Now, usually in Season 2, I use it as a Choice Scarf user, but there have been other sets I've used, or I was going to use, and unfortunately I didn't really get to because those weeks that I was supposed to use Thundurus Therian in as a different set, I either got a forfeit win or a forfeit loss or something. I don't know what exactly happened, but yeah, I usually use it as a Choice Scarf user in the MCL. Next up is Charizard Y. That is my S tier pick. Thundurus Therian was my tier 1 pick, or actually it was a free pick. We'll get to the actual tier 1 pick later, but Charizard Y. Now, I didn't really have a solid plan going to the draft. I didn't know what I wanted to do. If I want to go for versatility, want to go for mods that I was used to using in OU or other draft leagues or whatnot, but at this split moment, I'm like, you know what? I want to grab a Sunsetter. I want to grab some weather, because weather teams are pretty hard to prepare for. Charizard Y, or Charizard rather, is Fire Flying. Charizard Y's ability is Drought, which basically makes it sunny out for 5 turns. The weaknesses are Water, Electric, and Rock. The resistances are Fire, Bug, Fighting, Grass, Steel, and Fairy type. Charizard Y has 78 base HP, 104 physical attack, 78 base defense, a whopping 159 special attack, making it an excellent wall breaker, especially when you use Fire Blast in the sun. 115 special defense, not too shabby, and 100 base speed. Not that great for a speed tier, but still pretty fast. Charizard Y gets a variety of attacks such as Solar Beam, which basically is an instant use in the sun, gets access to Air Slash for stab, Focus Blast to hit steel types or rock types, gets access to Dragon Pulse, and also gets access to some pretty awesome physical moves like Thunder Punch, Earthquake, stuff like that. Now, I didn't really use Charizard Y as a physical attacker. It's usually special, wall breaker, or mixed. There was no merit to using it as a physical attacker, to be completely honest with you. But Charizard Y was basically one of the heart pieces of my draft because I want a nice weathery draft. I want to go sun. My next draft pick is a tier 2 pick, and that is Salamence. Oh boy, the flying types are real, the rock weaknesses are real, but we have Salamence with base 95 HP, 135 attack, good attack stat right there, 80 base defense, okay, base 110 special attack, fair, base 80 special defense, alright, I suppose, and base 100 speed. Salamence is a dragon flying type. It gets the abilities Intimidate and Moxie. It's immune to ground, it's weak to Dragon Fairy, Ice, and Rock, it's resistant to Water, Fire, Grass, Bug, and Fighting, and Salamence was my designated Z-move user. Now, you may be wondering, just one designated Z-move user? Yes, that is correct, because this season we were only allowed to have one Z-move user, and I figured Salamence would be the better option for it, but looking back, I think I kind of wish I brought Thundurus T as a Z-move user. Granted, I did use Z, like Fire Emblem Z on my Salamence 1 week in the MCL. I believe that was against Rufus, who actually won the entire draft league, which is awesome. Congratulations to Rufus. But yeah, Salamence was a Z-move user. Now, it's pretty threatening when it has Moxie and you get a Dragon Dance up, you KO your opponent's Mon, get the attack boost, and then you go for like a Z attack. Bam, keep getting that boost and sweep. I think I might have also used Water MZ on Salamence 1 week. I'm not exactly sure, but regardless, Salamence can be pretty good for a special attacker. It does have decent special attack in base 110. It gets access to some pretty good special attacks such as Draco Meteor, Dragon Pulse, Hydro Pump, Fire Blast, Flamethrower. It gets access to Hidden Power if you really want to run that kind of set. But yeah, Salamence was a pretty solid pick. I also want a Hazard Remover, and while Charizard does get Defog, I did not want to waste Hazard Removal on my Mega, so Salamence was a Defogger. I usually carry Defog on it when I brought it, but Salamence was a pretty solid pick overall. Again, still wish I used Thundurus Therian as my Z-move user, but what can you do? Now, let's get to my tier 1 pick, which is Jirachi. Actually, I think it was the my number 1 draft pick, or the first draft pick I made. Jirachi is a Steel Psychic type with the ability Serene Grace, basically increasing the chances of a secondary effect happening from your Mon. Gets access to, well, alright, we'll go over that in a little bit. It's immune to poison, weak to fire, ground, dark, and ghost, resistant to ice, dragon, fairy, rock, grass, fly, normal, psychic, and steel. Base 100 stats all around the board. So base has pretty good bulk, pretty good offense stats, and pretty good speed. Gets access to a lot of great attacks such as Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, Icy Wind, Water Pulse, Energy Ball. Gets access to U-Turn, Trick, Wish Support, Stealth Rock, all sorts of great moves to put on. Calm Mind. I did run it as a sub Calm Mind user week 1, I believe. Solid Mon. Now, I picked this because I had a lot of experience using it prior to the MCL starting. The reason why is because I used it as a special defensive Body Slam, Iron Head, Wish support set on my OU teams, and I didn't use that set quite as much as one would expect. It usually was offensive in some way, whether it being like a physical attacker holding Colbur Berry to counter Weavile, or it being a sub-Calm Mind set, or even a choice user. Jirachi did serve me pretty well. And as you can see, I have 2/3 of a Fairy Dragon Steel core going on. Jirachi being a Steel type, Salamence being the Dragon type. My Fairy type has not been picked yet, although if you have seen my MCL Draft League videos, then you probably already know what the Fairy type is. If you have not, though, I'd recommend you go check them out. My next draft pick is Politoed. Now, I was thinking to myself, alright, I have Charizard Y, so what else can I do? You know, I want to go dual weather. I want to be unpredictable in this draft league. And that's why I picked a Rain Setter as well. Although 1 week I was a complete scrub, did not check my Gen request, and thus I brought Water Absorb Politoed. Yes, I failed hard at that. But anyways, Politoed is a water type with the abilities Water Absorb, Damp, and Drizzle. Drizzle is the ability that I only use unless I was had a scrubby week and overlooked my paste bin and forgot that, you know, Showdown kind of defaults to Damp on Politoed, so that was completely my fault. The weaknesses of Politoed are Electric, Grass, and Ice in the form of Freeze Dry, which is an Ice type move that is super effective against water types. The resistances are Fire, Ice, Water, and Steel. Basically, any other ice attack but Freeze Dry is resistant on Politoed. Politoed has base 90 HP, 75 attack, 75 defense, 90 special attack, which is not too bad, 100 special defense, good special defense right there, and 70 speed. It gets access to like Ice Beam, Focus Blast, Psychic, Haze, which basically nullifies any stat boost. Gets access to Encore, making a great support mon. Even gets access to Belly Drum. I actually want to bring a Belly Drum set one of those weeks, but I didn't really find the opportunity to. Politoed is overall a solid mon, so I had a Sun Setter and a Rain Setter, making my draft unpredictable. Will Tesla Mouse bring Sun this week, or Rain, or both, or neither? You never know. So Politoed was that pick. Next pick is Kingdra. So I have a Rain Setter. And what goes good with a Rain Setter, you may ask? Well, that's pretty simple. A Swift Swimmer. Kingdra is a Dragon Water type with the ability Swift Swim, Sniper, and Damp. Weaknesses are Dragon Fairy and Freeze Dry from, you know, Ice type Freeze Dry, which will make a quad super effective against Kingdra because Ice is already super effective on Dragon types. The resistances are Fire, Water, and Steel. Kingdra has base 75 HP, base 95 attack, defense, special attack, and special defense, and base 85 speed. Again, when I brought Kingdra, it was usually accompanied by Politoed, which is it usually had Swift Swim. Although 1 week I did want to bring Kritra, but I don't think I was able to play that match because one of my opponents forfeited. I had quite a few forfeit wins in that match, or season rather. So what can you do? I did actually intend to bring Sniper, well not Sniper, but Focus Energy Swift Swim Kingdra against one of my opponents, actually the Commissioner Hendo, or Hendo rather, of the MCL, but I never got to showcase that set because we never played our match because he forfeited due to not having the time to battle. Basically that's all I really have to say about Kingdra. Is it put in the finest of work. I usually run it as a Life Orb attacker, sometimes I run it as choice specs, but usually it was Life Orb. I typically had Draco Meteor, Surf / Scald, Ice Beam, and a coverage move like Flashkin or Pin Power Grasp. Our next draft pick I'm going to go over is Kabutops, yet another Swift Swimmer. It is a Rock Water type with 60 base HP, 115 attack, 105 defense, 65 special attack, 70 special defense, and 80 speed. It has the ability Swift Swim, Battle Armor, and Weak Armor. The weaknesses are Electric, Grass, Ground, Fighting, Ice, Freeze Dry, and its resistances are Ice, Normal, Poison, Flying, and Fire. Kabutops rather, like Kingdra, was usually accompanied by Politoed and designated as a Swift Swim Sweeper. I usually ran Life Orb on it, although week 1 I ran it as a Choice Band user. It was also another hazard remover for me, as it gets access to Rapid Spin. So Kabutops is overall a solid mon. Did get some pretty cool kills. I think I ran Swords and Set on it 1 week. I can't be too sure though. But again, I usually ran it as a Life Orb attacker or rarely a choice band user, although choice band in the rain hurts like a friggin' truck. So there you have it, guys. Kabutops. Next draft pick is Victory Bell. Now, I have 2 Swift Swimmers and a Rain Setter, but I also have a Sun Setter and no chlorophyll users. What's wrong with this picture? Well, no chlorophyll users, so that's why I got Victory Bell. Granted, I did add another ice weakness to my team, but overall, I'd want Victory Bell because, you know, unlike Venusaur, it gets access to like a physical poison type. It gets access to Poison Jab, and I wanted that because I wanted the versatility of Victory Bell to be a special attacker, a physical attacker, or even a mixed attacker. It gets access to stuff like Swords Dance, Growth, Synthesis. It gets access to Weather Ball, which basically changes the type, which is base normal type move. However, its type becomes based on whatever weather conditions out there. If it's sun, Weather Ball becomes fire type, rain, it becomes water type, hail, I'm assuming it becomes ice type. I'm not sure about Sandstorm if it becomes ground or rock type. I could be wrong on that. Maybe someone in the comments could enlighten me about that. Victory Bell is base 80 HP, 105 attack, 65 defense, 100 special attack, 70 special defense, and speed. And it's a grass poison type. Next up, I drafted Dugtrio. Unfortunately, though, Dugtrio is the only mon on this entire roster not to get any screen time, and I'll tell you why. Both the weeks I intended to bring it, weeks 2 and 9. One week was to counteract Sand with Sand Force Dugtrio, and the other week was to basically trap a Registeel or a Toxapex. I think the guy had Toxapex and Registeel. But unfortunately, both those matches were forfeits, and the matches never actually happened. So, rip. Dugtrio is a ground type, gets access to Sand Veil, Arena Trap, and Sand Force. Immune to electric, weak to water, ice, and grass. Resistant to rock and poison. Arena Trap is a great ability. It basically traps anything barring ghost types and levitators, making it so they cannot escape. So if your opponent has like a electric type out there, you have Dugtrio, they can't escape unless they have a Shed Shell, therefore you can just EQ them away. Again, sadly, Dugtrio never really made any appearances. However, it has 35 base HP, 100 attack, 50 defense, 50 special attack, 70 special defense, and 120 speed. It got a buff this gen. I believe it was 80 base attack prior to Gen 7, but Gen 7 gave it a boost in attack, in its attack stat, so yeah, pretty solid mon all around. Next draft pick we have is Beware. Now, my thoughts were this: I need a fighting type. I also want something that can be used with Assault Vest, has a good move pool, and Beware fit that bill. And even more so, Beware has a useful ability in Fluffy, which basically makes any physical attack on it reduced. However, fire type attacks are especially effective on it. But combining it with Rain means it won't take as much damage from the fire type attack. So basically, the downside to its Fluffy ability will be nullified by the Rain. Its other abilities are Clutch and Unnerve. Those were never relevant in the season. There was never any merit to bring either of those two. It's always going to be Fluffy. It's immune to Ghost. Its weaknesses are Psychic, Flying, Fairy, and Flying. I can't believe I put Flying twice on that slide. Oh my god, I need to proofread stuff before I post that. Resistances are Bug, Dark, and Rock. Usually ran as a choice, not a choice, an Assault Vest user 1 week against one of my viewers, Pokey295, aka Rodri. I used that as a Choice Scarf user, basically outspeed Raikou, outspeed unboosted Charizard X, which caught him by surprise. I also ran it as a Choice Band user 1 week. Next draft pick, and I believe last, is our Fairy type Granbull. It's immune to Dragon. Its weaknesses are Steel and Poison. It's resistant to Bug, Dark, and Fighting. Its abilities are Intimidate, Quick Feet, and Rattle. There is one regret I have for this mon, and that is I didn't take advantage of its other abilities. Like, Quick Feet could have been so good on it if I thought about bringing some heat. Like, basically, I wanted to, now looking back at it, I wanted to bring it against the competitor that I had in Nihilgo. Basically have ourselves a quick feat, Grand Bull, doubling the speed and hitting with our Earthquake. That would have been pretty cool, but unfortunately didn't think of it at the time. I just usually ran it as a standard Intimidate support set with either Thunderwave, Heal Bell, or both. Play rough as the main attacking move. 1 or 2 coverage moves here and there, varied from Fire Punch to Thunder Punch, Earthquake, Close Combat. It depends on the matchup, really, what kind of coverage moves I brought. But it was usually used as a support mon. The Ion's variant was usually leftovers, although sometimes I would run a Steel Reducing Berry on it. It has base 90 HP, pretty good. Base 120 attack, super. Base 75 defense, Base 60 special attack, well, it's not really meant to be a special attacker anyways. Base 60 special defense, and base 45 speed. So that is the draft right there. Overall, I went 9-3, had a plus 25 differential before the playoffs started. I got 3rd/4th place, and yeah, that's basically how the season went. If I had one regret, that regret was in my semifinals match, not risking the Charizard Y and going for a Himpower Ice on the Garchomp, popping the Yachi Berry. Had I done that, I could have finished off Garchomp in the end with Thunderous T when you guys saw the Berry pop, and made it to the finals, and perhaps even won. Never know. That is my big regret of that season, but overall, I am happy about how I played, happy how I team prepped. I'm just proud of making the semifinals of the MCL Season 2. Will I be in Season 3 of the MCL? Yes, I will. So expect a draft recap, hopefully not after the season ends. Hopefully I can be more timely with my draft recaps. Also, if you guys are looking at all these mods, it's great. I enjoyed this roster really well. I had a Fairy Dragon Steel Core and a Fire Water Grass Core. Got dual weather. Got lots of options. It was versatility and weather that I combined in this draft. Like I said, I didn't have a plan going in, but I figured when I got in there to like the 2nd pick or something, I'm like, you know what? I'll just bring some weather. Got some weather, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna draft Politoed as well. I'm gonna have dual weather. But yeah. I hope you guys all enjoyed this fantastic draft recap of the MCL Season 2. I apologize that it's after the season ended. And again, like I mentioned before, I'm going to try to be more timely with my draft recaps. Although, I'm currently in 4 or 5 draft leagues, 2 of which have finished their draft. And we're about to do my matches with those. Although, one of those draft leagues I had to delay 2 of my matches because of capture card issues. But I'm going to get a draft recap of those 2 drafts before the season ends, probably this week or next week, or maybe I'll do it before I upload the actual matches. I have not decided yet. But guys, if you're a big draft league enthusiast like you love draft league action, please thunderbolt the subscribe button because you'll be seeing a lot more draft league content on my channel. Also guys, feel free to leave a like and comment on this video, and I will catch you on the flip side. And remember guys, keep riding the thunder waves of victory. Okay, thanks, bye. Oh.